Hi everyone. We're going to go on to one-step equations with multiplication and division this time. Before we did addition and subtraction, now we're doing multiplication division. Remember, we're looking for opposite operations. So before we did addition and subtraction, now we're doing multiplication, which is opposite of division, and vice versa. And we also want to keep things balanced. What we do to one side of the equal sign, we are going to do to the other. The equal sign, we will do to the other. Remember, you should be taking notes on these. If you don't have your notebook, grab a piece of paper, pause the video, rewind it. You want to have these notes down. They're to help you with when we do classwork later. Okay, let's jump right in here. Let's look at 3x equals 27. We want to know 3 times what is going to equal 27. Again, I know, you know this. You don't need to write it out. Trust me on this. When we get to multi-step and two-step and throw the distributive property in, and we have variables on both sides of the equal sign, you're going to want all the steps. For now, please, please, please show all the steps. I appreciate it, and you'll thank me when you are in 8th grade. So, we want to get my x by itself. You got to isolate the variable. How is the x and the 3 connected? Well, remember, when we have a variable next to a number, otherwise known as a coefficient, it really means they are being multiplied. So, how do I undo multiplication? Correct, we divide. So we're going to start using the fraction symbol, the fraction bar, to show division. 1, it's a lot neater, and 2, when we see division problems, they're all going to have the fraction bar. So you might as well get used to them. So if I want to undo 3x, I have to divide both sides by 3. Again, if you want to draw that line on the equal sign, you can. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Remember, when we have a 1 next to a variable, we don't have to write the 1. And so all we have is x on this side equals 27 divided by 3 is 9. So x equals 9. And again, 3 times 9 is 27, which you should hopefully know. Let's look at another problem. Let's look at 16 equals negative 4x. Yes, I know, you can solve it. Let's show all the work. Got to get the variable by itself. To undo multiplication, we divide. We're going to divide by negative 4. Remember, we want it to be a positive 1. If we don't divide by negative 4, we only divide by positive 4, this will leave us with a negative x. And, well, you'll see what we do with the next problem. Divide the other side by negative 4, because we want to keep things balanced. These simplified down to 1. I have x equals 16 divided by negative 4 is negative 4. And we're just going to switch it around to make it look pretty, because math should be pretty. Okay, so x equals negative 4. Now remember I said we don't, about negative variables? We really don't like them. They don't look pretty. It makes life very confusing when we have to do more work with these negatives later. All we have to do, if you think about it, this isn't really a negative 1. I'm going to write the 1 in yellow so it's pretty light. When I divide, but oops, undo that line there. When I divide by -1 on both sides, I'm really just changing it to x equals -5. So for this one, you don't have to show the work. You can just switch the sign. On the other side, this doesn't look like a 5. But I wanted you to show it. So when we have -x equals 5, that just means x equals -5. When we deal with inequalities, though, things are going to change. We'll wait on that for a few weeks. Okay. Now that we've dealt with multiplication, on to division. Remember how I said division is going to be a fraction from now on? So this is the same thing as x divided by 9 equals 2. Now, how is that? Now, there are two ways we can solve this. Both ways work. You are going to do what's easier for you. Everyone understand that? We're going to do lots of fraction problems in class tomorrow. So if you don't understand it quite now, we will review it. This is what confuses the most students. First way to do this, we can do it by cross multiplying. If we do it by cross multiplying, we put the 2 over 1, because anything over 1 is itself, and we cross multiply. So we get x times 1, which equals x, and 2 times 9, which is 18. So here x equals 18. The second way is to multiply by the denominator. Now, you can solve these any way you want. Either one will work. Whichever one makes the most sense to you, that's the one I want you to solve. And again, this will work for 1-step, 2-step, 12-step, all of them. Either one of these will work, as long as you remember all the steps involved. So when I multiply by the denominator, what's my denominator here? My denominator is 9. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 9. Now, 9 times 1 over 9, because remember there's a 1 here. The 9's simplify down to 1. Because remember, we can also do this over 1, and they're reciprocals of each other. X equals 2 times 9 is 18. Same answer, no matter which way we do it. And there's always going to be the same answer, no matter which way you do it. Let's try another one. Again, I'm going to solve them in both ways. 8 equals negative x over 5. Now this negative can be either for the numerator or the denominator. It doesn't really matter. I like to keep the negative with the denominator in these problems. So, do them. First way is going to be cross multiply. I have 8 equals negative x over 5. I'm going to cross multiply. And I have 8 times negative 5. Remember, I want to keep that negative with the denominator. Equals x. 8 times negative 5 is negative 40 equals x. And we're going to flip it around to make it look pretty. So there's the cross multiplication. Multiply by the denominator. Eight equals negative x over 5. Multiply both sides by negative 5. Because remember that negative can be either for the numerator or the denominator. Times negative 5. My 5's simplify down to 1 and cancel out. Negative 5 times 8 is negative 40 equals x. And we flip it around to make it look pretty. Ta-da! Both are the same. Makes us happy. Let's get some happiness going here. Happiness is pretty colors. Oh, I know. Let's do it in gold. Rainbow. Happiness is rainbow. Happy face. Okay, ladies. Let's give you some to try on your own. Problem number 1 is going to be 2x equals negative 56. When the box pops up, go ahead, show us what you got. Okay, we're going to divide both sides by 2. You get x equals negative 28. And problem number 2 is going to be x divided by 8 equals 6. Again, you could solve this one any way you want to. Put your answer in the box when it appears. I'm going to go ahead and just cross multiply. 6 times 8 is 48 equals x. And I'm going to flip it around to make it look pretty. And here, my friends, are the answers. Okay, try these. If you have any questions, either email me or ask me in class tomorrow. Can't wait to see y'all. Have a great one. Good night.